Marketing Cheshire is a funny organisation. It's sort of grown out of a number of different organisations over the years. It used to be part of the tourist board and everything. But I think all I can say now is that the whole shift of emphasis about marketing this area has now shifted to jobs and growth and trying to grow the whole economy, of which part of that is obviously tourism. It's promoting Cheshire nationally and internationally to investors, visitors, and we have a problem in Cheshire in that we are a fantastically skilled, relative to other parts of the country, a fantastically skilled economy with a very high percentage of graduates. Chester in particular will be very, very high percentage of graduates. But you know what? There's nowhere near enough. Absolutely nowhere near enough. Every private company I talk to, particularly in science technology, say they have a real job recruiting graduates in science, engineering, maths and computing. So over the next 10 years, we have got to massively up our attractiveness to people like you, graduates, and get them to stop going working down the M4 or abroad, and get them to come up and work in the science and technology sectors in Cheshire, and obviously in the service industries. Okay, so we're good, we're better than lots of other places, but it's nowhere near enough. I'll just give you another statistic. In the next 10 years, the number of aeroplanes flying is going to double. Okay, and aerospace is one of the critical industries for this part of the world, and they reckon that 50% of the jobs will go unfilled if we can't do something about training people to work in the aerospace supply chain. Okay, so there's loads of potential, but there's just not enough graduates. So that's the thing that we really like to get off the ground, is the sort of grad fest idea, where all the local companies come in and hoover up CVs from all of the people that are just about to graduate on all of the universities, from Bangor to Keele to Manchester to Liverpool to whatever's below me, Birmingham. Yeah, to bring in people to make sure that instead of going elsewhere, they come here. Because having those graduates is massively important for the economy. I don't know what it is, but a graduate job puts like 4 times as much into the economy. Chester's a really important town for the area, but Warrington is the biggest economy in the area. Warrington is boomtown. Asda have just taken their biggest what do you call it? Shed in the world in Warrington. So Chester's important. All the corridors on most ways are important, but Warrington is boomtown.
How competitive is Cheshire? Sort of obviously Bank of America came to Chester, and obviously delivered huge amounts of value to the economy.
One of my clients told me that to expand his factory in Crewe would cost him 14 million. To build a new factory on Deeside was 2 million. You think, why would anybody not do that? Well, the answer is that Deeside's a long way from the centre of the universe, and all of the lorries that would have to drive up. Yeah. And the reason he wants to be in Crewe is that actually he thinks ultimately, he's got a trained workforce, he's got a lot of, and he's got a lot of, so he probably is going to stay in Crewe.